Welcome to Interviews from Mexico. I'm Laura Carlson, and I'll be your host as we look at cutting-edge issues with the men and women who know them best. Here on Telesur. There's a crisis going on in Haiti, marked by violence in the street, assassinations, and hunger. Yet very few people seem to be talking about it. The island nation, the poorest in all of the Western Hemisphere, has faced a series of man-made and natural disasters. So has this just become old news? Shouldn't the world be caring about what's happening and the suffering that's going on in Haiti? And what Haitians themselves believe could be done to fix the situation? We'll be talking about this today on Interviews from Mexico. And we're very pleased to have with us here in the studio, Wilner Metelus. Thank you so much for joining us.
Gracias, Laura.
Thank you, Laura, for inviting me to.
Wilner is a doctorate in international relations, and he's the president of the Committee for the Defense of Naturalized Citizens and Afro-Mexicans. Wilner, we've mentioned the fact that there's been very little media coverage of what's happening in Haiti, and yet it's been building up for a long time. We have elections in 2015 in which it's such a mess that they're basically repeated in 2016, and the president comes to power in 2017. So this has been pressure building up for many, many years. How do you explain the fact that it's come to a head now?
Right now, there is a very serious crisis going on in Haiti. It all has to do with the elections that happened in 2015. And then there was a redo of those elections in 2016. And Jovenel Moïse won with a very low percentage of the vote, around 20%.
Very high abstention rate.
Yeah, and then in 2017 there were protests against Jovenel Moïse, and the reason was it was about the prices of some products going up. And it was also about the issue of embezzlement of the Petrocaribe Fund. And the opposition demanded that Jovenel Moïse government explain about the Petrocaribe Fund. From July to December in 2017, there was a negotiation between the opposition and a representative from the Organization of the American States, which eventually led to a prime minister being chosen. And now, the way that poverty is growing, people can't live with it. And also, there were never any sanctions from the judicial system against the people who were implicated in the embezzlement of Petrocaribe. And Jovenel Moïse's government isn't explaining anything.
So we have strong accusations of corruption against the government of President Moïse, and they weren't investigated at all?
There are accusations against Jovenel Moïse. The Petrocaribe issue, it's a very important issue, not just for him, but also for ex-presidents. For example, during the administration of Michel Martelly and René Prévost, it's widely known that Jovenel Moïse got to power with the help of Michel Martelly, who's from the same party, and he's not doing anything about pursuing justice. And there are people in his government who also had something to do with it. There is a lot of corruption. It's the reality. Haiti is one of the most corrupt countries in the world. It's the second most corrupt country after Mexico in our continent, America.
So we have a political crisis, a crisis in confidence in the government, both because of its electoral origins with a very small percentage of the vote and because of these accusations that go back, in fact, beyond this presidency. Then we also have an economic crisis. You mentioned that the price of food and the pressure on an already very poor country has increased over the past months. What are the factors that led to the economic crisis?
In addition to the economic crisis that Haiti is facing, there is another fundamental issue here, which is the positioning of President Jovenel Moïse in the OAS, that his government voted against Venezuela. When you talk about Venezuela, you're talking about Haiti. I'm talking about the close relationship between the two countries. For the opposition, it is a huge insult. To put it in context, when the earthquake happened in January 12, 2010, Venezuela was one of the countries that helped Haiti a lot. For example, with Petrocaribe, by selling petroleum products at very low prices to the Haitian government to help Haiti with health and education. So, for the Haitian people, the fact that the President Jovenel Moïse is an ally of the United States, and that's a hard blow to the Haitian people. Even more so now with what is happening in Haiti, with the people living in camps, suffering 9 years after the earthquake in Haiti. There are still people suffering in the camps, going hungry.
So there's still a part of the population that's living in refugee camps since the earthquake in 2010.
Yes, there are still people in camps, and the reason why is that there was no response by the international community. The countries signed an agreement to help Haiti. There was a huge amount of support. After the year 2010, the countries that kept their promises were Australia, Venezuela, and Brazil. They paid the debt that was when President Lula was still in power. And the other countries still aren't really following through with their promises to Haiti.
It's shocking to think that that situation still exists after so many years. I mean, it kind of seems like a sign of the degree of neglect toward Haiti on the part of the international community. What kind of response have we seen to this crisis from the international community in the recent weeks?
Considering the crisis that the Haitian people are living through, there has been no solidarity from the international community with Haiti's problems. There is only solidarity in words from the Organization of American States, the OAS, about the protests that are going in the country. The representatives from the OAS say that they won't support the opposition, that President Jovenel Moïse has 2 years, he has 3 years left in his term. They said he should finish his term, and the United States government is also supporting Jovenel Moïse. And the European Union is supporting Jovenel Moïse. But in terms of solidarity, to deliver food to the Haitian people, there is no solidarity in that sense. Haiti is a founding member of the United Nations and also the Organization of American States. But the international community has forgotten the Haitian people.
Wilner, you teach international relations, and in many ways your life is a reflection of many of the major transitions that are going on in the world. Having left Haiti and come to Mexico, what do you think the international community should be doing in this case?
Es muy preocupante. Estamos
It's a major concern. We're in the middle of the 21st century, and a country like Haiti is going through such a serious crisis, and the international community isn't taking a stand. I think that it's very important that the international community make a statement regarding the situation that the Haitian people are going through today.
A statement like of what kind?
Well, for example, Haiti needs food right now. For example, in the case of Venezuela, there is a huge mobilization by the international community. The international community is sending food for the Venezuelan people, but with a very clear motive to get the Venezuelan people to protest against the president of Venezuela, Maduro. They have an objective, but in reality, we know that Haiti is facing a very serious crisis. Why is there no food aid to the Haitian people? It's a complete contradiction.
Where there's a higher level of poverty, a higher level of need, a higher level of hunger.
Sí, así es. Haití es uno de los países.
Yes, exactly. Haiti is one of the poorest countries in the world.
No hay vida en Haití.
There is no life in Haiti. 85% of Haiti's budget depends on the international community. It's very important that the world turn around and look at Haiti. People are dying of hunger. And the protests that are going on right now in Haiti, they are because the people can't take it anymore. The economy, the violence. I think that the international community has a program for respect for human rights. Human rights doesn't just mean protecting a president that won an election. Human rights also has to do with the social well-being of the people. These days, Haiti only exists on paper because there is basically no life. Thousands of people are sick. There is no activity in the schools. The hospitals ain't working. There are almost no doctors. It's very important that there be an immediate intervention to help the Haitian people. And I think that when we talk about the international community, I will also make a call for Latin American countries. For example, the OAS, the Organization of American States, as an organization. Haiti was a founder of the OAS. Now, the General Secretary of the OAS isn't really talking about the Haitian issue. He's just talking about national dialogue, but they don't have the real intention of helping the people. They are just propping the president, Jovenel Moise.
Which happened also during the elections, where they certified elections that were highly questionable, to say the least. What are some of the demands that we're seeing from the opposition to President Moise in Haiti right now?
Lo que están exigiendo la oposición hoy día.
What the opposition is demanding right now is that President Jovenel Moise leave power. And they are also demanding an explanation about the embezzlement of the Petrocaribe Fund. They are also demanding that the prices of products on the markets go down. And the opposition right now isn't ready for dialogue with President Jovenel Moïse. They have no confidence in him because the judicial system in Haiti isn't working very well. The opposition is demanding that he leave power. That's why people are still protesting. And I think that every day people are becoming more aware of what is going on. And the mobilization will continue until Jovenel Moïse leaves power.
So if the Organization of American States and the U.S. government persist in supporting Jovenel Moïse unconditionally, we could be seeing an impasse that could be extremely dangerous for the people of Haiti at this moment. No?
Jovenel
Moïse has to finish his term. So I think that right now, the opposition has some problems. They don't have any solidarity from other countries. But from a legal standpoint, from the international community, right now, they're on Jovenel Moïse's side. What could happen? The opposition isn't willing to negotiate with him, but the United States has a lot of interests in Haiti. A lot of people say that Haiti doesn't have petroleum, but Haiti has a lot of things. The United States wants those things. For example, there are a lot of hotels, U.S. businesses, and also
U.S. investment.
Haiti is a country that provides cheap factory labor for the United States. So the way that violence is growing there could be a negotiation involving the international community with Jovenel Moïse for him to leave power. That will depend on how these protests go in Haiti. But it's urgent that there be a decision about Haiti by the international community. If there is no mediation, this could grow even more, and there could be a civil war in Haiti.
More suffering. And it's really alarming, the lack of urgency that we see in terms of the response of the international community. Within Haiti, what's the response of the government to the demonstrations that have been taking place? Have they been at all conciliatory?
Last week, Jovenel Moïse made a speech about reconciliation. He said he would lower the price of products, and it's not the first time that he's come out to make this kind of statements. So the opposition doesn't trust him. That's what politicians are like. He came out to say that because he wanted to reduce tensions among the population. So, the opposition isn't taking it seriously. I think that his strategy isn't working very well. Last Sunday, they found arms in several points and people from outside of Haiti. The opposition thinks that the event was a show to destabilize the movement.
To discredit the opposition, saying that they're getting foreign arms aid from somewhere?
Yes, to delegitimize the movement. So now I think we need neutral countries to intervene on the issue. For example, in the Vatican, the Pope made a statement and called for reconciliation. I think that some countries that are very close to Haiti, I would say Venezuela, Cuba, and also Nicaragua and Mexico, those countries need to intervene in the Haitian issue to look for a solution.
Solucionar eso. Estamos hablando de Haití, un país que tiene una superficie.
We're talking about Haiti, a country with an area of 28,500 square kilometers. It's a small country. When you talk about Haiti, you talk about Latin America and the Caribbean. Haiti is the first independent black country in the world. Every country in Latin America, some of them even today, who haven't come out to support the Haitian people, they have a debt. Those countries are independent thanks to the Haitian people.
It's a noble history.
The Haitian government supported Simon Bolivar. They gave him money. They gave him weapons to support the liberation of the countries of Latin America. So
Exactly.
it's shameful what is happening to Haiti right now. Haiti is all alone. I ask myself, where is the solidarity? Where is the solidarity with Haiti? It's like the international community is punishing the Haitian people because the independence of Haiti was a threat to the international community.
Well, that's the question, where is the solidarity? And hopefully we'll begin to see it soon, because you've given us a panorama of a dire situation that must be resolved as a responsibility of everyone. Wilner, thank you so much for joining us here on Interviews from Mexico.
Okay, thank you very much, Laura, for the interview.
And thank you. We'll be back next week on Interviews from Mexico.